Okay, good day, guys. Good day to you all. Welcome back to the Formula Sports channel. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Gentle reminder, you know the usual, guys. You guys know the drill by now. Knock up the like button and also subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't done so already. Free and easy ways to support, free and easy ways to support the channel. And as always, man, the support is much appreciated, man. Much appreciated. All right, so getting into an interesting story, I stumbled across an article, right, on one of the brightest young talents to emerge from Jamaica in quite some time, right? This article is pertaining to a young man by the name of Kaheem Parris, and of course, many of you know Kaheem Parris is currently doing his thing over there in Slovenia. He is playing for FC Kappa, right? And FC Kappa right now are currently second in the league with not many games to go. They're a point behind first place Maribor. That top of the table clash would have happened yesterday and it ended in a 1-1 draw. So hopefully Kappa can get in front of Maribor and get to the title, and Kaheem Parris, who can have a young reggae boy who wins a European first division title, over there in Europe, which would be a big deal to me personally. But this is not as a video pertaining to Kaheem Parris's title chase in Europe. By the way, I think they're in the semi-finals or the finals of the Slovenian Cup as well. But this video has nothing to do with Kaheem Parris's title ambitions, right? This article is pertinent. I'm going to share the article and read it with you guys, show it on the screen. But this article is pertaining to a potential move by Kaheem Parris, right, from out of the Slovenian league. Now, this article would have been written in the Equipa 24. I think, well, I don't know if I got that pronunciation right, but I did some research on the platform, and it does seem to be a credible platform coming out of Slovenia, right? I think we can take the word of this platform. And not only that, they have quotes from the president of FC Kappa, right, speaking about this potential move on the platform. So we're going to read this particular article and get into it right now. Enough with the chatter, right? The headline reads, Red Star Belgrade announced that it is coming for the gem of Kappa. They are planning something else at Benfica. Now, Red Star Belgrade, from my understanding, is actually a nickname for this club, The name is, the real name of the club that you're seeing here in the title is actually pronounced Crvena Zvezda. Hopefully I got that pronunciation right, but I've never heard anybody I had to Google the pronunciation to hear how this club is pronounced, because everybody just refers to this club by their nickname, which is Red Star Belgrade. So you guys know Red Star Belgrade, that big club out of Serbia. It is the biggest club in Serbia. Everybody knows the two biggest clubs in Serbia, Partizan Belgrade and Red Star Belgrade. But Red Star Belgrade is, the more successful of the two from my understanding of it, right? Never heard the pronunciation of the real name before, but you guys definitely know the nickname Red Star Belgrade. All right, so that's the headline, right? In which club's jersey will Kaheem Parris play next season? That is the question under the picture, right? Kappa is not giving up and they'll continue to fight for the title of champion. At the same time, next week they will compete for a place in the finals of the cup competition. So they're currently in the semi-finals. Let me skip out some of it because it's very long. Let me go down to the part that really try and get to the parts that really matter. All right, especially in the opening of the second half, they suffered a lot, walked on the edge but survived. They knew how to react after difficult moments. This also reveals the quality and character of the band, which also has added value in Kaheem Parris, right? On Sunday night, he revealed very clearly what he's capable of. The goal for 2, one was something special at Benfica. They strongly believe that the masterpiece ignited the ignition cord for the final explosion in the upcoming clashes. You hear that, guys? In which big things will be decided. The oil on fire was added by the coach. And this is the coach now speaking about the player Kaheem Parris, right? This is Zoran Zelkovic. Guys, forgive me if I get the pronunciation wrong. You know, and the coach is saying in quotations that I know very well what he can do. And believe me, he shows only 50% of what he is capable of. I don't know if that is flattering of Kaheem or that is indicating that he's not performing at his optimum best on a weekly basis. I'll tell you this though, of what some of Kaheem's performances and his work ethic is impressive to me personally, right? So the article goes on to read, Kaheem Parris impressed many football fans with his goal, not only on the sunny side of the Alps, referring to Copper fans, but many Red Star fans simply went crazy because they are sure that he will wear a red and white jersey in the summer. It has not been a secret for some time that he is being watched by viewers of the Belgrade Giant, while Serbian media report that he has met all their expectations. According to these allegations, the Maracana decided to bring him into their ranks. In other words, they will strive to succeed, but the public, there has been little doubt that the representatives of both clubs will agree on the amount of compensation, right? This is interesting. Now, this particular quotation is coming from the president of Copper, of FC Copper, the club that Kaheem plays for, and his name is Ante Gubarak. Hopefully, I mean, you know, more than likely, I'm gonna get the pronunciation right, but you know, who cares? Red Star, and then question mark, and this is the president being quoted. Red Star, question mark. I can only say what you already know. There is a lot of interest. There are a lot of calls. There are many, and that's understandable because he's a great player, attractive. It's a pleasure to watch. He always invents something on the court new. He impresses with his moves, but there is nothing more tangible in terms of offers, said Ante Gubarak when we wanted to know more. What an additional detail, followed by a very interesting addition. The article goes on to quote him again, the president. You know what, Kaheem Parris is our project, and I assure you that he will not leave Copper just like that. It gives the team an extra dimension. We are very well aware of that. The article goes on to read, but on his arrival from Novo Mesto, the 22-year-old from Kingston promised 2 years of loyalty, which in other words means that Copper's summer starting point in the negotiations and the amount of compensation is not encouraging. Already in the winter transfer window, he could conclude an agreement. Already in the winter transfer window, just gone, that's the one they're referring to, he could conclude an agreement with new employers. No compensation. I will repeat, and this is the president again being quoted, I will repeat that Kaheem is our project. We have serious intentions. Meanwhile, talks have started on extending the cooperation, and I am sure that he will sign a new contract by the end of the season, said the first man of the Canaries. But of course, this would be an obstacle, the article goes on to read, to a possible departure in referring to the contract extension. And for some time now, we have been hearing such and other hints about the amount that would alleviate the pain of Copper in case they are left without an extremely important member of their team. It's hard to talk about, but we have a 7-digit number in mind, right? And this is the president again being quoted. We don't intend to go below 1 million euros. So what they're saying is that if somebody buys Kaheem Parris, if Red Star wants Parris, they're going to have to pay a couple million euros. But we also know very well that closing a deal can be influenced by many factors and circumstances. But no, we don't think so. Parris's price will only grow. We should not ignore the fact that he's only playing serious football in the first year. He's only in the first league at the first season. He still has a lot of room for development, progress. During the winter break, we showed that we are not interested in selling the team, especially not for very low compensation, emphasizes Ante Guber. What I got from that is that Copper probably seriously thinks that the player can become even better, if he stays an extra season, a second season, and they can get even more compensation for him. They can sell him for more money. Now, guys, this is the rumor out there right now, and it is being alluded to, or it is being spoken. When you see even the president of a football club of a speak on a particular transfer rumor, so this thing is kind of serious, right? So I don't know, they spoke about it, that phone calls have been made by Red Star Belgrade. I don't know how serious Red Star is, but apparently there is significant, serious interest from the biggest club in Serbia for the services of Kaheem Parris. But I wouldn't be in favor of Kaheem Parris signing a new deal with Kopajno. I think Kaheem has conquered Slovenia. Yes, I agree with the president that he can become a better player, sure, right? But I think it better him take another step in his career next season. I think he has done enough to prove to everybody that he can, he's ready for the next step. He's ready for a higher level. Here's the thing though. Red Star Belgrade is the biggest club in Serbia, right? And the Serbian league is a better league than the Slovenian league. Anybody with common sense knows that, right? But my thing is that, is the Serbian league that much bigger of a step to the Slovenian league? If you can star up the Slovenian league, right? I am inclined to believe that you can star up the Serbian league. So is the Serbian league a big enough challenge that will facilitate Kaheem Parris's development? That is the question I have to ask. So yes, Red Star is a big club, but honestly, guys, I would more prefer Kaheem to follow a similar route to Boza out of Slovenia by going to a league like the Belgian Pro League, or a league like the Austrian Bundesliga, or a league like the Swiss League, or one of those leagues, right? I personally think there are leagues out there on this. I think there are leagues out there that can better facilitate and better prepare Kaheem Parris for a move to a top 5 league in Europe. Because the next move that Kaheem Parris makes should be a move that is taking him to a top 5 league in Europe. So yes, I know that Red Star Belgrade is a huge selling club, right? And teams from top 5 leagues do, extract talent from Red Star Belgrade. That is true. But me personally, I think the Belgian Pro League will better prepare him for a top 5 league than the Serbian league, right? I think the Serbian league is in the second rank, or the second tier of European clubs, as I like to say. You have the top tier, which is the top 5, and then I think Serbia is in that second tier, but they are at the lower end of the second tier in my humble opinion. While clubs like Belgian Pro League are at the higher end of the second tier of first division leagues in Europe. That's how I see it. So I think leagues like the Belgian Pro League, the Austrian Bundesliga will be better, better facilitate Kaheem Parris being ready for a top 5 league in Europe. I think those leagues are leagues that will provide more, reasonable challenge, right? That would facilitate greater development and better readiness for a top 5 league than Serbia. Yes, Red Star, huge club, very prestigious club. And by the way, I noticed that with Kaheem's agent as well, Kaheem's agent seems to be inclined on, having his players make moves to prestigious clubs rather than a league that might be, at a higher level than the league that prestigious club is in, right? So if he can get a move to the biggest club in Serbia, it appears as if the agent of Parris would rather that move than a move to a higher league, so to speak. And I can see why, and I can understand why. I might not necessarily agree, but there are indeed major perks for being signed to a club in Europe that has a certain level of prestige, right? And I think also for networking purposes as well. I'm just saying I can understand the move. I wouldn't be upset if it happens. But I would prefer a move to a slightly better league than Serbia, right? So guys, again, we don't know if this move is going to happen. We don't know. But what we can tell you right now is that credible sources are reporting that the biggest club in Serbia, Red Star Belgrade, is seriously interested in the services of Kaheem Parris. So guys, that's our 2 cents. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Take care, stay safe, and until next.